Today I'm going to be informing you guys on the DSLR camera, which is a digital single lens reflex camera. What this does is it takes amateur and professional photography. It's very popular among families, professional photographers, whatever it may be that you're looking for, this will get the job done. And what I have right here is a Nikon D7000. This camera typically runs anywhere from, the camera itself, body runs for about $1,000, and then your lenses will vary. And so today I'm just going to be explaining kind of how this thing works. And to start off with, you simply take your picture. There's a shutter button on the top. If your grandmother ever needs to take a picture, you push it halfway down, squeeze it, and it takes the picture. It's pretty incredible, I know. Super hard. Now, this is your lens. This is where you zoom in and out from. You twist it just like that. Very complex, I know. Another grandma tool. Awesome. So now we're going to actually talk about what this thing does. So when it takes a shot, it uses a prism and a mirror based system, and that allows the photographer to see through your eyesight what exactly you're shooting, and also allows it to capture the image. So one of the great things about the DSLR camera is that the lenses can be changed depending on the photographer's needs. And so if you're doing a family shoot, you kind of want to do a shorter lens and have a higher f-stop, which means that your blur on the background is going to be a little bit different than if you were to use a zoom lens, which is what I have on here now, a larger lens. Right here is the shorter lens that I was referring to, as you guys can see. So, to continue with this, DSLRs, like I said, use a mirror and a prism, which makes them very unique. So what happens is they reflect light from the lens up into the viewfinder, and that makes it so that you can see your image, and at the same time you're taking your picture. That way it doesn't disappear. So when I decide, or any photographer decides to take the picture and press the shutter button down, as I explained earlier, then what happens is the mirror inside of here, because remember it's made up between the mirror and the prism. So the mirror now raises, which allows light to come in, and it gets refined and focused by the elements which you are shooting. So what happens is now the light travels into the lens, and then depending on the amount of time you have your shutter set, it will stay open and allow however much light you've allowed into your camera, creating your image. So when the shutter opens, it takes it, and when it shuts, the light is now shut off, and that's how you capture your image. And so that's how the image is really captured. There's a lot of different little buttons on here. You can read up if you want to become a photographer one day, but if that's not your passion and you just want to take some family photos, then there's quick little tutorials, and that was a very generalized view of a DSLR camera. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Perfect. Actually, you seemed.
What is f-stop? What is an f-stop?
What about an f-stop?
What is that?
Yeah, it's confusing. What is it?
So, an f-stop. Whenever you take your picture, it ranges from about 1 to 24 on your camera will be the number system that you see for an f-stop. When you take your picture, a lower f-stop of in between about 1 and about 6 is going to have less of a blur behind your image. So therefore, if I were to focus this picture on you, in between about 1 and 4, your face would be the main focal point, because that's what the F is for, and then the blur would be behind you on a DSLR camera. As you go up into the range of 10 to about 24, you're getting less blur and you're going to see the whole picture. So if I were to take a picture of you in between 10 and 24, I would get everything very clearly. But if I were to take it in between 1 and about 5, it's going to be more of a blur. And in between 5 and 10, you're going to get less of a blur.
Gotcha.
That's what you get from your image. And then you have some. Is that it, you guys? No more?
You're good.
Awesome.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.